Listen, you get a million excuses. I don't want a million excuses, I want one result.
Right? Like you can be great, but you're living on reserve. Right? You didn't empty the bucket, right?
You have to follow process. Follow your heart, switch off this, which is the program, and through that you will achieve your aim.
Most people are too busy with the minutiae of everyday life that they don't give tomorrow and the next week and the next month a second thought.
And you got to ask yourself the question, what are you here for, to do?
What is it that might be the key that you learn to let go of something?
With the link in the description, you can now purchase the poster and frame where all the profits go back into creating this content. Here are 7 lessons that have gone viral across all our pages in one video. Let's dive into it.
You've explained like your kind of mentality almost for life is always a little further.
Listen, you get a million excuses. I don't want a million excuses, I want one result. And I see it all the time. I always see it with the big guys who are struggling. All of a sudden, oh, my trousers are too tight. My boots are not Nike. You're like, shut the fuck up. Stop blaming, stop blaming. That's the problem with excuses. People, and they don't blame themselves. They don't go, this is too hard for me, which is the truth. They blame their kit, somebody else, you because you're shouting at them. Nonsense. Stop the excuses, okay? Result of what matter. And that result is not the fact that you've now broke a world record. The fact is you've gone a little bit, you've stepped over the start line. There's the result, that's the result. And that's all I'm talking about. And we can all do that.
For most people, man, you could be great, but you haven't even pulled a strip off to activate it. Right? Like you can be great, but you're living on reserve. Right? You didn't empty the bucket, right? You didn't give everything you had to every aspect of your life. Like for most people, they're great professionally, but they end up becoming a public success, and behind closed doors, they're a private failure. Not because they don't have the talent or the skill set, they don't have the character, right? That they can apply it and be consistent in every aspect of their life and empty out everything they got to everything, right? Now, one would say, okay, well, when do you tone it back, right? You find pockets to turn it back, right? Of course, you don't just give everything you got all the time. Right? You get to a point to where you learn to be efficient and effective in every aspect of your life. And for most people, it's not a problem of skill set. It's a problem of character. And empty the bucket is having the right character to be consistent and empty out everything you got in every aspect of your life.
There's other kids out there that have got thoughts and dreams and maybe aspirations of becoming, but they could be shaped and told that you can't do this, you can't achieve that, you can't do that, and it gets stolen off them through that process. And I'm just here to let them know, hold on to that. Don't matter what goes on and what shit you find yourself involved in, don't let go of that. Because going through my crime, going through the drugs, going through that process, I ended up at 21, 6 years of madness, and I call it that for a reason, because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my purpose, and I didn't know where I was going, and I didn't know that I had potential and great gifts. So I had this moment, this very changing moment in my life where I thought about me and I thought about my future. And every young person needs to have this moment where they think about themselves. Forget your friends, forget your ends, forget your postcode. You got no connection with that, bro. The connection is why you're on this planet. And you got to ask yourself the question, what are you here for, to do?
The way we're wired, and this is the way people operate basically, is everyone's taking short-term comfort. Whether that's drugs, drink, relationships, job choices, all the choices they make knowing there's a level of comfort there. And if you want to achieve anything in life, if you want to achieve success at work, success in any aspect of your life, you need to take short-term discomfort for long-term gain. It doesn't need to be about the big stuff. You know, it doesn't need to be about these life-threatening situations. We're faced with this day in, day out. You know, everything we do in life is about taking the short-term discomfort. You know, and that whether that's sending an extra email, staying a bit longer at work, whatever it is. It's like, also, let's relate it to physical exercise or something. If you want to achieve a goal, let's say you want to run the London Marathon next year, you know that every week you're going to have to do some training to achieve that. And that is about, yeah, you're not going to want to. By the time it comes to putting your trainers on, going out the door, your mind is going to tell you and enforce every reason why you shouldn't do it. And it's devious. It'll tell you to go and check your computer, do this, do that. And that's when we have to switch this off. You have to switch the mind off and follow the process. And that's something that I learned from an early age, but something that was further enforced in the military. You have to follow process, follow your heart, switch off this, which is the program. And through that, you will achieve your aim. So really, if you can take care of the small stuff, you know, about doing everything, whether that's washing the dishes before you go to bed at night so you don't come down to a whole mess in the kitchen, whatever it is, making your bed in the morning, simple things. If you can do the simple things, the big stuff takes care of itself.
It's about taking. It's about taking away everything that is in front of a person's eye that has covered up the clear view upon how this world, how your internal nature, how your emotions, your mindset is all connected with each other. What is it that might be the key that you learn to let go of something? And this letting go is of course going to be uncomfortable. Why? Because it is something that no one normally in this world already started to teach you. In our school systems, in no matter what system, you don't find the subject how to let go. You find the subject how to get more. Getting out of the comfort zone is part of the process.
Fear is fuel for me. I mean, if you embrace it, it keeps you safe and it allows you to perform more, right? Your performance will without a doubt increase in the safest manner if you embrace fear. Now, if you go the opposite direction and you let fear consume you, well then it's going to allow you to fail a lot easier at whatever it is you're trying to do, and it's going to potentially induce a panic, whatever it is that's going on in your life, and just exacerbate and make things worse for you. So my advice is you've got to basically harness that fear and use it as a tool, and then just bust through whatever you face.
One of the big things that I think that people are anxious about is fear of the unknown and thinking, is this it? Is this all I've got? Is this what I'm doing with my life? If you're lucky enough to be that introspective and thinking about yourself and your life, because most people are too busy with the minutiae of everyday life that they don't give tomorrow and the next week and the next month a second thought. But effectively, if you're in that position to think about the future, then you're one of the minority, and then if you're able to think about the future and shape it, then you're in the top 1, 2, 3% of people on Earth, and that is quite a powerful place to be. Like I said earlier, you know, if the why isn't big enough or strong enough, then you'll never get out of bed in the morning. You'll never, you know, get up when things are hard. But with courage, determination, unselfishness, cheerfulness, and face of adversity, which is like the commando spirit, you can almost achieve anything. Anything.
Thank you so much to everybody who was involved in this project. I'm going to link them all down below. But you will notice mulliganrunners.com on that top line, where you can now get the Memento Mori posters, the brand new posters and frames, where one square represents a week of your life, a reminder that you are mortal. And this poster has helped me remember that. Every single day I have this on my fridge so I can see exactly how many weeks I have got through and how many weeks hopefully I would have left. But remember, we don't know what's coming next. So live every day as if you are remembering you are mortal. If that makes sense, have a blessed and productive day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.